Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Woodward Sports pregame show brought to you by New Holland Brewing, everybody. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, Sean Belesian. Hello, friend.
It's great to pop one of these at like 10 a.m., isn't it?
It's the best.
It's just great to pop one of these.
Hold on. Listen. Yes, it is. Taller, the Dutch long drink. Shout out New Holland Brewing. Also presented by Sabbath Coffee Roasters out there in Clawson on East 14 Mile. Great spot out there. If you haven't been by there, make a morning of it. Slide on out there and get it in. Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey as well. When it's game time, it's Tully time, and it's always game time. Pete Spivak in the house. Now, folks, we need to isolate what Pete Spivak has been doing for the streets out there. You're a regular Nino Brown.
Thank you, my friend.
You're just missing the turkeys.
We're going to get a turkey today, my friend. We're going to be like Amon-Ra, St. Brown. We're going in the end zone every bet for the rest of the season.
No, I believe it. Woodward Sports chat thread. Jump into that. Get your thoughts out there in there. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel like over 72,000 of you have done. JB Smoove in the building. Yeah. JB.
What's up, fellas?
How you living?
Oh, day by day. Just
Mansions and Benzes, giving ends to your friends, and it feels stupendous.
Hey, I couldn't have said it better myself.
There it is. But get your thoughts in there. Lions, Colts today, Sean. And the streets are telling us, social media is telling us, they are expecting, this is no BS, they are expecting around 30 to 35,000 Lions fans.
It is insanity. You and I were just talking about this before we went on the air. Like, honestly, if I sat down right now and like started writing the names of all the people that I know at the game, it would probably go well into the 20s and maybe even the 30s. And and on my drive in this morning, I talked to a few of my buddies, and they all said the same thing. Hey, dude, if I can send a video before noon, we can share it with you guys on Woodward Sports. But Neil, to your point, the level of Lion fandom there is insane because we're all in that same spot right now. Like, it's real. We've accepted it. It's real, right? This isn't like I'm past pinch me, right? I am. But now we're in, like, for me, Neil, personally, I'm in a different place right now. And what I mean by that is what they're doing defies what we learned about the National Football League.
Correct.
Let's be honest. What they're doing defies what we have all grown up with in the National Football League. What I mean by that is this. They shouldn't be doing this with all the injuries they have. You are not supposed to go and just humiliate people like this team does on a weekly basis with all the injuries that they have. And as we know, I'm not going to go down the list because, quite frankly, it'll depress me, and I don't want to get depressed. We've got some pretty big names that have been missing time and expected to miss even more time. So what they're doing right now boggles the imagination, and that's what makes this even more magical, is because we're at the point now where I hope you have at least. We are legitimate. There's nobody out there right now that is playing nobody. There is nobody out there that is playing that tired old tune of, I can't believe they're doing it to you again. Oh, Neil, Neil, I feel so sorry for you. Because we all have asshole friends like that, right? Let's be honest, right?
I don't know. I'm used to being the asshole friend, so I can't relate. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Cheers.
Listen, some of my buddies, and you know what they do? Now they do it more indiscreetly, going, dude, I can't believe you did it to yourself. I can't believe you did it to yourself again. It's gone. Nobody is saying that kind of stuff. So to me, we've almost gone to the next level now, going, wow, this really shouldn't be happening with all the injuries that we are, but it is. And It's unbelievable. These are the days, like Neil, guys like you and I. This is one thing I never knew we had in common. 1991 is my favorite season. By far. It's
in
not
my
even
favorite
close.
sports season in my life.
Not even close. Not just the magic, and I remember plain as day driving to the Silverdome on Thanksgiving Day against the Bears, all that stuff, okay? Hey, we got to stop talking about the glory days, because you know what? These are the glory days. These are the glory days. Like,
BNL.
right frickin' now. These are the glory days, man, and that's a beautiful thing.
No, it absolutely is. And by the way, the people in the chat, by the way, Woodward Sports Chat thread, Double G21. The boys are back. I need the Tallers in Greenbush. Shout out Greenbush Tavern. I've had a time in that place once or twice.
baby.
I'll just leave it at that. Tell them they need the Tallers up there, no doubt. Go to Total Wine. Go to Meyer. Those spots. They certainly do have it. Steve DeYoung, love you, Pete. So the streets are loving you.
Love you, baby. Love you back.
And Sean, Jimmy Donald, we have taken over Indianapolis. Yeah, if anybody's got pictures or something, send them to JB's Move. Yeah,
Send 'em.
or to me on social media, whatever. We'll get them, and
yeah.
we do want to put them up here. Brad Holmes, Aura, Lions on another business trip. Kiazi, and this backs up to what you're talking about, Sean. Kiazi, the Lions need to put this team away early. And so, like, Sean, to piggyback on what you were talking about, this is not normal. What they're doing, especially what they're doing to teams on the road. You don't go into places, and again, you start tacking on more and more of the injuries. And this one, like, it's funny because to me, any kind of win is good today. For me, any kind of win is good. There will be no questions about it. This is a Colts team, and we'll get into this a little bit deeper in the X's and O's stuff. But this is a Colts team, Sean. No one's going to mistake them for a threat to win the AFC. However, year after year after, they're always on the playoff graphic. Always. They beat the Chiefs, it seems like, every time they play them, because the Colts and the Chiefs are kind of like our things with the Cowboys. The Chiefs are always playing in Indianapolis for some reason, the same way we're always playing in Dallas all the time. They beat them with regularity. Like, I don't respect Anthony Richardson.
No.
I think he stinks.
Yes.
But with that being said, they find a way to compete regardless of who the quarterback is. Guys, today you're not getting that from me. I'm not doing the Lions 49, Colts 9. I'm not doing that stuff, man. Whatever. This is a prototypical road game to me where, guys, I do get the feeling it's going to be uncomfortable at times. And we're going to be like, what's the problem today? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Isn't it funny, though? It's like we come away
and
with
I'm going to get killed in the chat.
Right?
I'm going to get killed right now.
You come away with a 27-17 workman-like win.
I picture the Cardinals game in my head.
Yeah, and people are going to go, what's going on with the Lions? We went on the road and won by 10 games. Really didn't sweat the Colts at all. And Neil, you are 100% correct. People are going to go, oh, man, I don't know. I got some bad vibes out of this one. It's like, come on. What they're doing defies NFL logic.
It does.
Honestly, like what we're living right now is not supposed to be happening in this league, man. Yet it is. It's real.
And here we are. Yes, I know the Daniel Jones thing. We're going to get there.
I love that.
All right, we got.
That was the most depressing thing. That was the most depressing thing I read this morning on Woodward in Maine. Was that? Oh my God!
I love when you do that. That brings so much joy to my life.
They're the Lions getting Daniel Jones. Oh, Danny dies!
Oh my gosh.
Get it together, Belizean. You're a professional,
No,
damn
I'm
it.
not. There's nothing professional. Listen, there are special fan bases out there. Giant fans are special. They are a special breed. These people have argued in mass. You don't know how great Danny Dimes is for years now. I'm sorry. On a personal level, that brings me a lot of joy.
No, but we're going to spin around the NFL a little bit later. Also, we all got mainline the Jameis Winston experience on Thursday night. That was Jameis Winston, everybody.
Yep.
That was it. The goofy post-game interview, all of it.
He is America's quarterback.
He's America's
I'm going to keep saying it. He's America's quarterback. What is more American than the Jameis Winston experience?
No,
man?
it is. It's absolutely great. No, but we'll get into it. We'll get into the NFC North as well. I got a spot pick in the NFC North. It's a spot, everybody. And it goes against my morals. It goes against my beliefs, but here we are as a matter of fact. Woodward Sports chat thread. Brandon Garland, get ready for Neil Rule. What's good, my friend? What's good, Brandon? Good to have you on here. Brad Holmes, Aura. Neil, you've been real quiet since a Colts fan released their latest song. Are you scared? Did you see that, Sean?
Yes. Oh, my gosh. Just come on. Like, what are we doing?
All right. Dwayne King, let's go Lions, one pride, King of the North. All grit, never back down, 9-1. Make it 10-1. And look, guys, I do think in the end that they will win. However, I do not. John Effing Lord Sean is broken. James Daniel Jones acquisition would be for trade equity. No, James, they are going to wait till he clears waivers. They are not giving up a thing for Danny Dimes.
No, not a thing.
Okay.
No.
Absolutely. But yeah, so get into the chat. Kihazi 41-17 Lions. See, Sean, like, it's not normal. It's not normal.
None of it. Like the injuries, everything about it. It's not normal. And honestly, Neil, I fear people are almost going to poo-poo a workman-like 27-17 win or something like that. Because I'll tell you point blank, that's what I'm thinking. It's funny you mentioned the Cardinal game. Like at no point in time during this game am I going to sit there going, oh, they might lose this game. But yet at the same time, it's not like they run away and hide from them.
Yeah.
Right. I hope they do. I like those afternoons where I can go, I'm heading to the mill for a few minutes.
Yeah.
That was cool last week. That was the Uno reverse card where I could just go, you know what? I'm used to taking off to the mill for a few when we're down by 21. We're up by 21. Later. You know, so that
I've been known to go to the grocery store, scoop up another $6 or $8. Some other household items as well, and keep it pushing in the fourth quarter. I do. I enjoy this, Sean. I do too. It's just you can't expect this all the time. Mall Wordmasters, this channel is garbage.
Thank
Yet
you.
here you are.
Thank you. Appreciate you watching, man.
Thank you, brother, for sure.
Thank you for watching.
There are tens of thousands of people that disagree with you, but, you know, hey, okay, whatever. Do what you want to do, man. Marvin, these are the glory days for show. Anakin Skygore, Anzo, Hutch, Terrion, should I go on? And Sean, and I don't want to say that there's one that breaks this team's back, because I've been on the forefront of this with this team. They are the David Goggins of the NFL.
Yeah.
You can't break them. They will not stop. It doesn't matter. Okay, your linebacker, who, by the way, is in the upper echelon of middle linebackers in the game, he's out now. Okay, we'll slide the off-ball guy over, and then the sixth-round special teams guy will slide into the off-ball spot. Okay, keep it pushing. Lions by 40. But that's how this team is, Sean. This is how you know that they're a threat to win it all. How big of a threat? We'll talk about that a little bit later. Sportsbooks are terrified of the Lions.
Yes, they are.
For a lot of reasons. But, Sean, they are. Make no mistake about this. That's why my expectations, even when Hutch went down, did not. I don't care who. Sans Jared Goff. I don't care who goes down for this team. For real. For real, I don't. Because I think that this team has shown and they have proven you cannot break them. And they will be the last one standing no matter what. No matter what, Sean. And it's a very unique spot in sports because we don't see it very often where a team is mentally tougher than everybody else. Period. End of story, man. You cannot break them.
Here's the problem. We haven't seen it much in our sports lifetimes either. We really haven't. We haven't seen that much in this town. I mean, look back at even some of the championship teams. A lot of the championship teams didn't have that target on their back. You know, I think about the 0-2 Red Wings. That's a team that kind of had the target on their back pretty much all season. You know, they put together a Hall of Fame roster, but a lot of the other championship teams, it's not like they had that target on their back. Maybe, you know, going way back old school, 84 Tigers. You know, these are teams that you know, gradually built to a crescendo. This is a Lion team where the expectations have been there all year, and all they've done is increase those expectations. All they've done. I mean, to the point, Neil, again, don't want to give too much away, Vegas is terrified of the Lions. Vegas. Like, we're living this right now. So I need to say it again. Sometimes, not often, but sometimes we need to take a step back and go, these are the glory days. These are the days that we're going to be waxing poetically about years from now. And it's a pretty cool spot, man.
Woodward Sports chat thread, spam. Be careful, Neil. It does matter who goes down. Can't replace Jared Goff. Did I not just say that? I've learned that people don't listen.
Don't listen.
I have learned that from this weekend, like with the Bryce Underwood stuff. Like, people do not listen. They do not listen. Anyway, can't replace Jared Goff. Can't replace Amon-Ra. Can't replace Kirby or Brian Branch. Are any of those guys better than what Hutch was doing? He's still, what, in the top 5 in the league in sacks, right? Top 10?
6, yeah.
Still.
Yep.
Hasn't played in a month. Like that, you see what I'm getting at here? Mm-hmm. I don't even think we realize in this town how mentally tough this football team is. Honest to God, Sean, I don't think that we do.
And look how hard he's working while he's recovering from his injury. He's working his frickin' and he's at every frickin' home game, too.
Yeah.
Like there's your sign of how good he is.
No, it is. It's just, it's absolutely wild. It's absolutely wild, man. Kiazi, Dave Goggins on a different level, just like the Lions. That's a good comp, Neil. No, that's the vibes I get from him, though, man. Like, it is. Like, you can't get past it. Patrick, listening is way underrated. James Hutchinson is the GOAT. 40 Gumble, here's one for you, Sean. Neil, I'm a bit pissed that my near 5-year-old is getting into watching the games and will never have to remember the Millen Man March.
I don't like to remember that. Pete and I were just talking about that. I don't like to remember that. I really don't. It was
We were just talking.
You could make a full documentary. I'm serious, because there are people out there that you don't know. Like, you don't, and we all lived it, and a lot of us had like a front row. You don't know. What a dysfunctional, awful, and I'm serious when I say that, awful franchise this was. Mm-hmm. There's no other. I mean, top to bottom, the stench was incredible, and it hurt me personally, because I have said this since day one. I will say this when I'm done in this business. I never want to lose my fandom. I have a job to do. I think you have to be serious about your job, but you're never going to squash out that fan in me. And I'm a Lions fan, and it to have a Pete, to have a front row seat for what was just an awful franchise. And then conversely, you had 95% of the people out there saying, it's not an awful franchise. They're heading in the right direction. You could make a documentary on that whole decade of despair. It truly was. It just, I don't even like to
And I was
about
working at the flagship back at that time, and the flagship wants you to be optimistic about the Lions. We couldn't. There was no way you could sugarcoat shit.
You couldn't.
Because we tried. I mean, to honor the Lions as being the flagship, we tried, guys, but there was no way Sunday in, Sunday out to defend these guys. And I agree with you, Sean. It was extremely disappointed. And that's how I got started in radio. Welcome to radio, Pete. Lions pregame and postgame.
Deal with this every
Deal with
week.
this.
I don't know. All I know is I show up on the pregame show, and look what happens.
You're
that's
winner.
That's all I know.
You're
I'm a winner. That's what I do. I win. I win. You want to win? Drop me on there.
Pause.
I'm just saying. All right, keeping it pushing here. Woodward Sports pregame show. Neil Rule, Sean Belizian here with you. There are a couple of news things that I do want to get to here in the open. The Detroit Lions, JB Smoove, are a liability to some folks out there.
Seems like it.
In the sports betting world, as a matter of fact. The Detroit Lions are one of the biggest exposures for MGM Sportsbook. Quote, they're by far our biggest Super Bowl liability and pretty much our only one at this point, BetMGM trader Christian Cipollini told The Athletic. anything inside of 10 to anything inside of 10-1 odds, we don't tend to build crazy liability that we're worried about. But everybody has been on them. At this point, the Lions winning the Super Bowl would be a huge problem for us. If I could remove them from the futures, I would. And that was a story according to The Athletic. I got that tweet from Colton Pouncey, who does a great job covering the Detroit Lions. Sean, that always gives me pause, right?
Yep.
That does scare.
Yep.
Like we can talk about injuries and stuff like that. And that doesn't scare me. But when you start talking about the business community is at risk with the Detroit Lions, that does scare me.
Neil, it's funny. We were talking last week about the Jacksonville game, and I was at that game. It was my first year covering the Lions when they beat the Jags 44-0 at Ford Field. And in '95, for people out there, Herman Moore was absolutely unstoppable. He was unstoppable. It was amazing. Shout out Herman. But the Lions started 3-6, finished the season with a 7-straight win streak. And conversely, you saw the Cowboys kind of go like this, and you saw the Niners kind of go like this. I will never forget driving home from the Silverdome after that game and listening to one of the national sports shows, and every guy on that show was saying, man, I really like the Detroit Lions. I think the Detroit Lions are going to win the NFC. And I remember driving in my car going, is this real? Is this real? And again, I didn't mean this to be the theme of the show, but here's the theme of the show. Yes, this is real. Yes, you don't have to pinch yourself. Yes, the Detroit Lions are legitimately the favorite in the National Football League right now. So as we all are apt to wax poetically of yesteryear about this year and that year and who can forget this, that, and the other thing, we're living it right now. And those guys are doing it right now. And I'm with you, Neil. You here we are. We accept what we are. We accept where we are. But at the same time, when you read something like that, when you sent that text to me this morning, or JB sent that text this morning, you literally go, oh, I'm going to read that again. It's pretty cool, man. You know, I mean, really, it is.
Sean, low-key, you're a realist. You understand how the world works. It concerns me a little bit. I'm not bullshitting you guys like
right,
it does.
It does, but you know what? I'm also embrace the expectations. I'm also, the guy that I told you last week. I want pantless Thanksgiving. I want the Lions to just run so far out ahead of the Bears, and I'm just running around getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner with no pants on. But it does, Neil, because when you're talking about business, when you're talking about Vegas, there's a reason. Vegas wins is a quote out there. Yeah, it is a little cause for concern. But this team has beaten all the odds so far. Why not beat another?
I mean, it is. And they said there's liability all the way across the board, right? Like when I think they were 18-ish to 1 when the season opened.
Yes.
There still wasn't the belief, certainly, that there is now. So there have been people that have piled on, no question. So they're up against it, and good. I know you. I know MGM. I know you've got enough of some people's money around here. You can give a little back. All right, it doesn't hurt to give a little back. Okay. Woodward Sports chat thread. Lots of love for the Silverdome in the chat. I do miss the Silverdome. I love the Silverdome.
It
man.
was our dump. That's
Yeah,
it was like
our dump.
It was a dump. Like the first thing, Neil, is let's just establish that it was a dump. Okay, but it was our dump. And they're just incredible memories there. I probably still have some gravel from playing tackle football on those wonderful areas to tailgate. I probably still have some gravel in my leg, but wonderful memories in that old dump, really.
There is one other thing. Now, this is relevant and this is real, and I think it fosters a discussion. This is probably a bad job on my part. And if we got to go a couple minutes past the break, then we got to go a couple minutes past the break. I call the shots. We don't go to break till I say we do. So as long as I don't say it, then we're not going to do it. So let's get to this. Some news out there in the NFL world as well. Lions might be kicking the tires on a backup quarterback. Dov Kleeman. Daniel Jones is in high demand. Expect the Ravens, Vikings, Lions, Niners, and Dolphins to pursue him as soon as he clears waivers, per the Schultz report. Teams want him to develop an offensive system where he can learn and grow. Nick Lucido, Danny Dimes, let Holmes cook. And that's our resident New York fan. He's a big Giant. He's got a Danny Dimes jersey. As a matter of fact, he asked me if I wanted it. No, I'm good. With that being said, Sean, your initial reaction to this, then I'll give you mine.
I laugh because the Giant fans are a special breed. The guy you just mentioned,
Yes.
notwithstanding. I have had incredible conversations with people whose names I shall not mention that are Giant fans that consistently told me that you have no idea how good Danny Dimes is. And I guess they were right. I had no idea how good Danny Dimes is. He's a career backup quarterback. Why not? A guy that has had some. Now, again, let's talk about price. Let's talk about fitting it in with everything else. But would I like to have a guy that has at least shown brief flashes of getting things done? Would I like to have a guy like that as an insurance policy? Sure, I would. But at the end of the day, Neil, I'm going to repeat what you said earlier in the show. If Jared Goff goes down, so do the Lions' Super Bowl chances. Jared Goff is a perfect fit for this team. Make no mistake about that. I do not think there is any world where Danny Dimes could pull a Jeff Hostetler, right? And come in and, hey, guys, don't worry. Don't worry. I know we lost our starting quarterback, but I got this. I don't think there's a world that happens. But, yeah, would Daniel Jones make a good backup quarterback in the National Football League? Absolutely. And I bet he's a guy that could probably do it for the next 15 years, too.
No question. Here's the thing with me with the Danny Dimes thing. I have a lot of respect for Daniel Jones. He won me a fantasy football title in 2022. Rushing touchdown every week. People forget. Remember, they won a road playoff game at Minnesota. They beat the hell out of Minnesota at Minnesota. People forget, Sean. With that being said, I don't know how to feel about it. A, if they're genuinely interested. B, if this ever did come to fruition. Just from the standpoint of, what does that say about Hendon Hooker? For real, what does it say?
That's a great point. You know, this is, again, I hate to fall back on this, but this is my default mode. If Brad Holmes is truly interested in Daniel Jones, okay, that's good enough for me. If Brad Holmes is truly interested. Now, this might be a case, Lord knows we never see this in the National Football League in regards to reporting. If this is a case of somebody throwing something against the wall, we'll find out. But if Brad Holmes is sincerely intrigued at the prospect of getting Daniel Jones, I don't know about you, Neil. That's good enough for me. Brad's cachet, the credit line, okay, I'll roll with you, Brad. I have no problem with it. Now, it does bring up the question that you just brought up. I mean, what does that say about Hendon Hooker? And maybe it says nothing about Hendon Hooker. Maybe it says, hey, you know what? This doesn't change the trajectory. We are looking at Daniel Jones as strictly the number 2 for the foreseeable future. Right? I don't think that Daniel Jones is a starter in this league. I don't. I felt that way for a couple years now. But if Brad Holmes feels that is a viable option right now, who the hell am I to argue with Brad Holmes? I don't know what Brad Holmes is thinking. I'm putting some faith and trust into this report right now. But I don't know, Neil. I'm at the point, and I hope all of you are as well. If Brad Holmes is good with something, well,
exactly.
Who the hell am I to say, I don't like that move, Brad? Sorry, he's deserved a lot of leeway in regards to those conversations.
Insert Jahmyr Gibbs, insert Jack Campbell.
You got it.
You know, like that's it. And again, I was the one that more stunned than most about Jack Campbell. I mean, I didn't get up and leave like Braylon did, but Braylon and I were locked at the hip on that one. And here we are right now, by the way. He's your starting middle linebacker, and you expect him to do the role well. Like, that's where we are. DJ, it means nothing. It's just more depth, Neil. Don't get ahead of yourself. But I can't ask the question. Am I the only one that thought that? Sean, am I the only one in Detroit that thought that?
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. And I think sometimes people get agitated. You're asking a question, and I think it's a viable question. To me, Neil, the answer is I don't think it would change anything. I don't. I really don't. But I can understand where people would read too much into it. Just don't read too much into it.
All right, where are we going, JB Smoove?
Watch party.
Let the fans watch. We're doing football Sundays better than anyone here at Woodward Sports, live at Hayes Social. The heavyweights, easy. Spend more racks. They will take you through the game. And then don't forget the New Holland Brewing Company post-game show immediately following the game. They're live at Hayes Social out there in Shelby Township. You can pull up. Spenny always says he'll buy your first drink. It's true. I go there. He always buys my first drink. I'll go there, get a drink, and leave. That's what I mean, because that's the kind of person I am. You don't have to be that way, but you can stay and let the fans watch. It's all presented by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Soroki's Chicken and Pizza, and also 1800 Tequila. Woodward, but doing football better than anyone. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports. You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you can win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
U-D-L-I-N, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. What? You ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us to enter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
Inside a Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you. And show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Your mama said you ugly, hey!
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford.
It would help if I turn on my microphone. There you go. Fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com. Choose your favorite roast. Use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Back to the pregame show.
All right, keeping it pushing. Back at it. Woodward Sports pregame show. Neil Rule, Sean Belesian. We got Pete Spivak when his mic's on. We also have JB Smoove. We have all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Theo, parlay picks. Easy, Theo. Everybody calm down.
Relax.
We're going to get there. We can't just give it to you and then let you run the streets wild, all right? You got to earn it, too.
It's like the kids running to daddy.
Yeah.
Dad, I'm a college, Pete's just whipping out his wallet, handing out cash.
It's like when my mom used to hold my Halloween candy hostage, and when I got good grades, then I got a piece of candy. Same thing here, boys.
Dude, you're on a heater, though. Pete's on a heater. It's real.
I'm holding the info. When it's time, it's time.
Everybody calm down, okay? We're going to get you Pete's parlay. You feeling the pressure, Pete?
No.
No one cares. No one cares. No, you know what it is? So for those of you that watch Big D Energy all the time, 11 to 1, shout out.
Shout out.
You and I will be together Monday, right?
Yes,
tomorrow. As a matter of fact.
And Friday.
So I do the get right. It is documented. It is. I have it right here. We are documented on it. It's absurd. I know that. The get right is 64-32 will soon to be 64-33 because I think we'll be able to cross Michigan making the playoff. It was a plus money spin, but whatever. Anyway, so for all effects and purposes, 64-33. That's a wild success rate. Guess what, Pete? No one cares.
No one cares.
When I give the next one, I get the you lost. That's what I get. So be prepared. As a guy who's gone through this, be prepared. That's all I'm saying. No one cares what you've done to this point.
Yep.
They care what you do at 1 o'clock today.
Well, we'll see what happens. We're winners here, so we're going to win.
That's all we do.
We're winners.
That's all we do. But no, we're doing it. The best football Sunday in Detroit. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. And Sean, you said something that I did want to touch on. Let's go around the NFC North real quick and spin that into the NFL, and we'll get back because I do want to get into the matchup with the Colts because I feel that is justified, unlike last week. There were no X's and O's discussion last Sunday. We were down at second best. We just sat there and drank and talked into the microphone because there was nothing to talk about with the Jags and the Lions. There wasn't. I think there is with the Lions and the Colts here today. Sean, NFC North, and I kind of teased this earlier. I think the Bears are a spot play today. Getting the 3.5. They're at home. And, Neil, you hate Caleb Williams. You always tell me how trash he is. I do that on a weekly basis. Yes, I'm acutely aware of the fact, Sean, that he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass since October 13th. It's Thanksgiving Thursday. But I digress because I'm wrong. Neil, you're just being a hater. Okay, fine. I'm being a hater. Sean, he's got to throw one eventually, right? Dare I say he gets 2 in a game? No, I don't want to get crazy. But Sean, I feel it's a spot, a division road game, the Vikings, the Bears, outdoors, the Bears getting that 3 and a hook. I think it's a spot. I think the Bears could win this game.
This is almost like a repeat of what we saw last December. And again, I warn people all the time. And granted, it was the Lions' kryptonite. Justin Fields nearly went 2-0 against the Lions last year, right? And I'm with you. I think this is the Bears putting one last gasp up there for Matt Eberflus. I don't think there are a lot of wins the rest of the schedule, but this is one of those, don't count us out just yet. I think we know this, and Viking fans, you know this as well. Congratulations. You're going to make the playoffs, right? Can we get that out of the way now? I think we can all say that. However, you're not all that, man. You aren't all that. I wouldn't be at all surprised if they went into the elements today at Soldier Field and lost that game. Not in any way, shape, or form, Pete, would I be surprised at that outcome.
I have a little bit of breaking injury news for the fantasy football players out there. According to Rick Stroud, who is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers reporter, Mike Evans' injury designation and all his problems are done. He's completely healthy. He returns today for the Bucs.
Ooh, nice.
Ooh. That is nice. I root for the Bucs sometimes, man. I don't know why. I mess with Baker Mayfield. I do. I think he's a good leader. I think that he's somebody that would never come out of the game on 3rd and goal because he's, quote, tired. What?
Beautiful.
That's what I think. I get paid to tell you what I think. That's what I think. What are we doing here?
Beautiful.
That's fair. You know what? What's the latest number with the Bears? If you
3 and a hook.
If you give me the hook, dude,
I like it a lot.
I like that. Jeez, Pete.
I mean, what are the Vikings going to go 7-1 on the road? No.
No.
It's Sam Darnold.
No.
Like, and again, when you start to work backwards here, and that would be big for the Lions, for just the Vikings to be officially put down. Like, it's over. Like, the Lions have the Division One, but just to go ahead and give that final little bit of clearance. You know what I'm saying, Sean?
No, I do.
Because then if you look at it this way, if they did lose that game, they're 2.5 back with 7 to go.
Yeah, I like their chances, especially already beating them.
Sorry,
in
6 to go.
Minnesota.
2.5 back with 6 to go. Like, that's a wrap.
I like their chances already being in Minnesota as well. I mean, that's huge. And listen, the Vikings are a cute little story. I've like stayed between you and the Viking fans all year. Like literally
You have.
all year, okay? You
We-
know what I'm doing?
We keep clenching up. It's like a boxing match.
Yeah,
we keep clenching up, and you come in and you separate
All
us.
right, boys, on Mills Lane. All right,
Let's get it
boys.
on.
Like, no, you know what? I'm petting the little Viking fans going, there. I think you're a playoff team.
Yeah.
You're going to be okay.
As opposed to me, who says I have zero respect for
But
you.
you're not going to win a playoff game, and you're going to be bummed out about that. But then when the season ends, you could go, well, wait till we get our quarterback in there, and then we can start this conversation in you. Neil, conversely, I am really, really, really intrigued, and I will have this game on as America's game of the week. The Niners and Packers intrigue me. Because whether the Niners or anybody else want to admit it, like we've all just assumed the Niners are going to get right?
Right.
Especially when CMC came back. You're just going to don't worry about it. Everything's going to be okay? They have to string some wins together.
Not
okay?
without a quarterback today.
Yeah, right? They're in a danger zone right now, and they're without Brock Purdy. And you can say what you want about Brock Purdy, but I think he's fit very nicely with that team, and they've had some, obviously the modicum of success that they have. Neil, they need to win that game. They legitimately. They're 5-5 now. Okay, I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm not saying that San Francisco getting into the playoffs is impossible. But you know what? They need to start stringing some wins together, man.
Sean, like this is a positive result no matter what happens, I think, in the Packers game. No matter who wins, no matter what happens. Because here's the deal, Sean, as we go around the NFC North and kind of check in. For the Packers, if they lose, good. That officially puts them down, too. Takes them out back and gives them the old Yeller treatment. Just as far as the division's concerned. All right? They're cute, they're nice, they're fun, whatever. But, Sean, the 49ers, am I crazy to say, depending on how that Cardinals game goes, if the Cardinals win in Seattle and the Niners lose, the division's dead for them.
It is, and let's not forget, both Seattle and the Rams have the tiebreaker now.
They're in
well.
last. Sean, the 49ers are in last place in that division through the tiebreaker.
That's real.
They are.
There's no fiction in there. I mean, that's real right now. And I mean, currently
you hate to see it, Sean, with the 49ers. My heart breaks
breaks
them.
my heart. They're at the 10 spot right now, and if they lose, my goodness gracious, they're gonna. Now again, look. You know the routine. Even if they fall 5-6, if you play if they go on a heater type of situation, they can still finish 11-6. But I would say, what are you basing that on? Are you basing that on the 49ers of the past? Are you basing it on what we've seen out of the 49ers this year? Right now, this year, they're a mad team, man. They're a mad team, and sometimes it just doesn't happen, right? So I'm intrigued at that game. I'm going to be all in at that 4-25 game or whatever the hell it is from Lambeau Field. I'm all in on that.
No, it's a good day. Like, it's a good NFL day, too, because we have Lions-Colts, obviously, that we'll be locked into. I am intrigued as well to Packers 49ers. And then there's intrigue, Eagles-Rams.
Yep.
And on Sunday night. So you're talking good, high-quality 4K pictures. Like, it is. It's elite, man. I'm definitely ready to rock.
Can I bring up a game that I think you guys are missing? And
No,
I think
you can't.
Okay. Then
Thank you, Pete. Thank you
thanks.
for coming out. Just
Have a
give
nice
the
day. See you
people
later.
winning parlays and shut your mouth. Nobody wants to hear from you, Pete, unless you're giving out a parlay. Get me some money, clown. Ring the bell and take the money from the cash register. No, Pete, go ahead.
No,
What do you got?
and I love you, Neil. But honestly, guys, Arizona at Seattle, if Arizona wins that game, yeah.
I don't think they're going to, but if they do.
But I'm just saying, San Fran, see you later. that game will eliminate San Fran, I think, if Arizona wins that game, because Arizona will have a game and a half lead on a very, very compact NFC West. That's the game I'm going to watch this afternoon.
I told you I have irrational fear over Geno Mahomes and the Seattle Seahawks. I do. Because I've seen Geno Mahomes light it up against the Lions far too many times. Even when we beat them earlier this year. Look, do I think the Lions would beat him? Yes, I do. But Geno Mahomes just lights it up against us. I mean, that is a factual statement. And I don't know. I'd rather play a lot of other teams than the Seattle Seahawks come playoff time.
Brian Ruth in the chat in all caps. SF definitely ain't winning the West. And guys, I'm telling you, man, they lose today. You're 5-6. You don't have any of the tiebreakers. You're in a world of hurt. Yeah. And guys, this is the way that it works. This is the way that it works. Where the window's closing. We all know it's closing. And then you wake up one day and it's shut.
Yep.
And it's over. Someone else in the chat, Vincent E., who is a 49ers backup. Pete, do you know, are they going Brandon Allen or Space Dobbs?
Don't even know yet.
I think it's Allen.
They're going Brandon Allen.
Yeah, I saw it was Brandon Allen.
On the road in Lambeau Field.
Brandon Allen. So good luck.
And then either way, like if they do win, cool. It puts the Packers down. Like that's the end of them and their division title hopes. You see, Sean, like we sit here and we play with our food over the last month. Like we're at the table and we got the Brussels sprouts left and mom and dad said you can't leave the table until you finish your vegetables. And we got the fork and we're like flicking around the plate. That's been Lions the last month. Ever since they won at Lambeau and won at Minnesota, the division was officially over. Mm-hmm. And now we're just kind of sitting here waiting. You get that vibe?
No, totally. And you know what? I think we say it all the time. The National Football League, they know what they're doing, okay? Mm-hmm. Adding the extra game, adding the extra playoff team, you know what that does? That sells hope to the less thans. It does. Because more often than not, you're in a situation, Neil, where it's Thanksgiving weekend, and how many times have Lion fans, Neil, I can't tell you how many times we've looked ahead to the next year's draft. Hey, let's look ahead to the next year's draft. You sell hope by opening this up by one team, by opening this up by one more game. You're selling hope to the National Football League. Whereas Neil and I can sit here far away from the San Francisco situation, not emotionally invested in this and go, okay, you're kind of saying, all right, we're not going to win the division. They can sit back and let their fandom take over and go, well, we could go on a heater and win the rest of our games and finish 11-6, and that'll probably win the division. The NFL knows what it's doing. They sell hope, and there's still hope for San Francisco. San Francisco, make no mistake about that. But at the end of the day, what we're talking about, Neil, is the reality of getting things done. You're in a pretty big hole. Oh, by the way, the rest of the division, not only do they have a bump maybe in terms of a game or more, but they also have tiebreakers at this current point in time. So you're selling hope right now to the San Francisco 49ers. And again, I can say this definitively now, sitting where the Lions are sitting, I like this a hell of a lot better. I don't have to sell any hope to you. All I have to do is point at the standings and say, shut the bleep up. Take a look at these standings right now.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, Steve DeYoung. Neil, Sam Darnold, 0 interceptions against the Bears, or Caleb Williams throws a touchdown? I think both will happen.
Caleb's got to mix in a touchdown, right? I mean, it's the law
October
of averages.
13th.
It's the law of averages at this point in time, right?
October 13th, they're at home. If he's not going to do it at home, when's he going to do it?
Can you guys look up a number? Is there any way you can look up a number? Like if I was to put a little wager down, Caleb Williams touchdown pass today.
Okay, well,
what might that number be?
Usually they're at 1.5.
Here's my guess. I bet if you do like an alt line, I bet one touchdown is probably minus 400-ish. That would be my guess. 400 to 500-ish, and 2 touchdown passes, my guess would be plus 125.
See, you're crazy talk right
Player
now.
Player pass touchdowns according to Caesars Sportsbook right now.
The official sportsbook
the
of
official
Woodward
sportsbook of for Caleb Williams, half. It's a half touchdown is the over/under.
And what's the
at
juice?
minus 234? The under is plus 165. But
what about if you alt line it?
Well, let me take a look at that.
Minus 234. I'm stunned. I figured that would be minus 400.
You're gonna have to give me a second on that one.
There's some value there. I believe.
No, I think I got it for you, Pete.
It's the law of averages,
You got to
right?
go ahead,
Like,
JB.
Yeah, I think I got it for you, Pete. So alt lines for passing touchdowns, it's not 1. It has to be 2 or 3.
right.
2 is plus 185. Yep. 3 plus
Oh,
900.
plus a gajillion.
Plus
If you bet Caleb Williams to throw 3 touchdowns, they give you your money with a giant check. They go to your house, they handwrite it. It's a giant check. They take pictures with you. You have to sign a waiver to be promoted on social media and all that stuff. It's basically the publishers clearing out sweepstakes for the old people in the room.
Plus 440 on Caesars for 2 touchdowns.
Plus 440?
Plus 440. I'm looking at it right now. Alternate touchdowns
He's
thrown.
got
Here you
to
go.
throw 1.
There you go.
I mean, it's over a month, man. It's like seriously, think about that. He's got to throw 1, right?
Plus 440. I give the
Plus
people
440.
permission to go in.
I'm doing
Sprinkle.
it. I'm putting it down.
Sprinkle me, man. Sprinkle me, man. JB, you remember that one.
No, I remember that
Yeah,
one.
all right.
That was a classic.
Thank you, JB.
Banger.
Smooth. I want my credit
Sprinkle
for it.
me.
I want my credit. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Looking elsewhere around the NFL, Sean, before we get into Sean's matchup, people will have Pete give you the parlay. All right, everybody.
Give me the money, Pete.
Yeah, give me the money, Pete. Give me the money, clown. Also, too, the whole Jets thing, right? Like, I think it's a story. They're on a bye this week, right? Mm-hmm. They are.
Yeah.
They need it too.
They're saying for Rodgers, all of a sudden all the injuries are coming out now. Everything that's wrong with Rodgers.
Hamstring injury.
Injury, all that kind of
Dropping
stuff.
mushroom.
Sean, I just wanted to touch on, we're not going to take a ton of time on it, and you guys know why I do this. I just want it out there, and I want everyone to know, for those of you, the Sam Flannels of the world, that when this deal took place and you told me, here come the Jets, everybody, and I laughed in your face, and you said, to quote a friend of mine, you'll see, you'll all see. I don't know I can't remember who that friend was. I'm sure life's going great for him right now. But anyway. But anyway, Sean, the moral of the story is this. The Jets are in a situation for next year. They either pay him $39 million guaranteed on March 1st, or they take a $49 million dead cap hit to get rid of him. Those are the only 2 choices for the Jets. If you choose the latter, you have no quarterback. Or do you have Tyrod Taylor with Breece Hall, with Sauce Gardner, with Garrett Wilson? You see what I'm saying here? And I haven't even touched on anyone, defensively other than Sauce Gardner. You got in bed with this guy, and he cheated on you. And it was always going to end this way. And I love it, Sean. I love it. I want to see the destruction. I want to see Jets Inc., the building, just crumble to the ground. I love it, Sean. That's what you get.
I think it's hysterical that we're seeing stories about Woody Johnson like, oh, okay, well, the last few weeks of the season is going to tell us all we need to know about it.
He ain't playing?
Come on. Like, you know what would be funny? How about this? Could you imagine if, like, Aaron Rodgers is let go by the Jets and goes to, I don't know, I'll just pick a team. The Minnesota
Vikings.
No.
Steve DeYoung in the chat. I've been saying it since he went to the Jets. He'll have his final season as a Viking, thus completing his journey into Favre.
Steve, your brain is. You know what people forget? I can't believe I'm doing this, but can I bring? People forget how good Brett Favre was with the Vikings.
Brett Favre?
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He really was. And for all intents and purposes, they should have gone to the Super Bowl until he threw the inexplicable Brett Favre interception in that championship game. But people forget how good he was with the Vikings. Obviously, the bottom dropped out. He got hurt the next year and everything. But could you imagine that? Like going to Minnesota and JJ's not quite ready yet. JJ, you know what? We want to give you one more year. But does Sam Darnold or Aaron Rodgers give us a better chance of winning this particular year? That would be humorous.
Any other games you got your eye on, Sean? Because I will say this, like, the card other than the big 3 that I've talked, and you can throw on the Monday night. The Monday night game's good as hell,
I love
too.
it. That's what I was going to bring up.
Yeah.
Chargers, Ravens, I'm in.
Jim Harbaugh's real, everybody.
The Harbaugh.
He's, again, people get this mistake about me that they think, like, I'm a hater and I don't like Jim Harbaugh. Throughout all the Michigan stuff, he's an elite football coach. Elite. He's never not been an elite football coach. especially when he gets to do the things he wants to do. He's one of the few, Sean, Jim Harbaugh, where if you bring him in, you got to let him operate the way he wants to operate. And you just put your hands back and you wait till he does something that pisses you off, and then you can't stand him, and then you go your separate ways. That's the arc of Jim Harbaugh, and that's the way it is. Like, the weirdness eventually pisses you off to the point where you can't take it anymore. But with that being said, he's elite, man. Look what he's done with the Chargers. And I'm going to get killed for this, but here we go anyway. He can take a mid-quarterback. He's the Ric Flair of wrestling. Like, when they talked about Ric Flair, like he would accentuate people's offensive skills, that's what Jim Harbaugh is coaching. He can take a mid-quarterback and make them look incredible. And that's what he's doing with Justin Herbert. I will not have the people tell me, no, Neil, Justin Herbert's good. Really? I have all this data that says he's not.
It would take a Herculean effort for him to break that Charger thing, though. It would, and
he can do it.
And occasionally,
he did it with Michigan.
Occasionally, the Chargers remind people that the Charger thing is real. How do you describe the Charger thing? I can't. You just know. Like, the Chargers are, at some point in time, everything's just going to stop. Like, last Sunday night was a perfect example. They looked like they were going to beat the Bengals by 5 touchdowns. Okay. And then everything just stopped. It was like somebody pulled the plug, and there was no Charger, and everything just stopped. And the Bengals went Bengals.
That's odd, Sean, because you've never seen Justin Herbert do that before.
It's amazing.
Especially in the playoffs.
That has been you know this. That has been the San Diego Los Angeles Chargers for 40 years. I mean, it really has. It's insane that they just consistently find themselves in that point. So it's gonna take a Herculean effort to overcome that. The Chargers going Chargers, so to speak. But I'm intrigued at that game.
I am too. I'll be locked in.
I'm intrigued at both games. Like the Sunday night game, obviously you touched on it earlier. Yeah, Eagles Rams, I'm in. You know, I'll make an effort to stay up tonight. But the Monday night game in particular really intrigues me. How do the Ravens bounce back? You know what I mean? I'm intrigued by that.
It's just, the Ravens are showing you Ravens things.
Yes.
Where every single time you think, okay, like they start the season 0-2, whatever. They had a gauntlet of a schedule. You could understand it. Like, you could see it. But the Ravens are going, they're showing you Ravens-itis. Like, they're showing it to you. Every time you think, all right, here they go, it's ready to roll. Every time you think that, and then they lose. Like, that's just the way that it works, man. It is. And Lamar's probably going to win the MVP. Although I think there's a lot of Josh Allen sex appeal out there now. It's wild how that thing has kind of turned. But with all that being said, Woodward Sports chat thread, sick argument. Aaron's been talking ish about his whole team except Devontae and Lazard. Let's see how hard that O-line works for him. Should keep dressing. He's done or dead man walking. Yeah, probably. DJ, Chargers will be there in a few years. Don't you worry. You guys know the Chargers are. And then, Sean, what's funny about it? The one time you gave up on them was the one time they went to the Super Bowl. The old people remember that one. Anakin Skygore, you're a young buck in the chat. One time the Chargers went to the Super Bowl. It was many moons ago. A young Neil Rule and a little bit older Sean Belizean were in their prime.
Pete Spivak with hair.
Pete Spivak had hair. JB Smoove was in his crib. Like, it was a magical time. And it presented you the opportunity to take the 49ers in the Super Bowl and cash your money very, very easily.
That was free money. It really. I mean, do you remember how quickly that game was over? Isn't it also funny? Like, okay, so if you're watching the show, you're a huge football fan. Even if you weren't around then, doesn't everybody know the quarterbacks that went to the Super Bowl? Okay, you ready? Mm-hmm. Name the bum who led the Chargers to the Super Bowl. Like, seriously, I mean, we can all rip it off the top of our head, right?
Rex Grossian.
Guys like us, you know, we lived it, so I can tell you it was Stan Humphries. The rest of you are going, oh, my gosh.
No, I remember that.
Who? I never even heard of Stan Humphries. I mean, and that's the reality of it, right?
No doubt. But I guess what I'm driving at as we get ready to go to the break, we're going to get back into the Lions-Colts thing. But, you know, it is football Sunday. We do have to take a look around the league. I guess what we're driving at here is the card of games suck other than the big 3 plus Monday night. Like, the national TV games are great. The rest of it all sucks. I feel... Anyone notice this? and this probably does drive, because our audience skews a little younger here on Woodward Sports. So let me ask the chat. Natron Means getting some love. I'm a big Marion Butts guy.
Marion Butts just plowed.
He did. Here's what I'm driving at. For the young bucks in the chat, and I'm going to do this, and then we're going to go to the break, but I want you guys to dump it in the chat. Has the erosion of red zone upset you a little bit? Because I noticed, like, with all these European games and all these standalone games, and we'll see it Christmas weekend with the Netflix thing, I am surprised that they are just continuing to erode red zone.
Yep.
It's kind of a bummer. I told you, though, I had an epiphany, and this is strange. Anybody that knows me, I did fantasy football for years and hosted shows and things like that. The greatest thing I did was to stop doing it. Like, honestly, Neil, I'm not joking. I forgot what it was like to turn on a game and focus on that game.
Yeah.
I did. You don't realize it. Pete, I know you've done it forever, too. You don't realize it. Because, I mean, the reality of the situation is you're looking at your phone, you turn on red zone. There's something to be said about, no, you know what? This 4 o'clock game today, unless it's a commercial break, I am all in on the Niners and Packers. I don't need to change the channel. And I got so used to changing the channel and, I mean, you better get the carry at the 1 yard line. I miss that. I miss the simplicity of just saying, nah, you know what? I'm anchored to this game, and I'm going to watch this game. So maybe as you said, I guess the luster of red zone has been lost on me for a few years now.
Because the 4 o'clock slate, real quick, you know, you have Niners-Packers, which is, you know, the national game or whatever. There's Broncos-Raiders and Cardinals-Seahawks. That's it at 4.
Yeah.
And like, I do like red zone, not even for fantasy purposes. I like it as somebody who likes to keep an eye on the whole league.
Sure.
Like in this job, and they do a terrific job. If I'm driving, I listen to it, and I'm locked in.
Great.
Absolutely.
I do the college one, the Learfield Blitz or whatever that they do on Saturdays.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
If you got a long drive on a Saturday, dude,
guys like you and I are broadcasting games on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Man, I love popping that on.
I do too, man. It's awesome. All right, let's take the break. When we come back, we are going to get into Sean's matchup to watch. I have a matchup and a story. There's actually a storyline to this game.
I think a few.
There are. So we're gonna. I think we're gonna go a little deeper into the Colts Lions than we did Jags Lions, with all due respect. We also got Pete's prop parlay, the triple P cubed. I like that. So
that's right, baby.
Pete will perform. He'll dance for you, clown. Yeah. Do. I'll crack another taller. All that. Where are we going, JB?
You said it, taller.
It's empty. So guess what? We're going to crack another one because taller's the best drink in the game. New Holland Brewing Company, west side of the state, local Michigan company. How does it work? New Holland Brewing makes their small batch gin. They mix it with a grapefruit puree, and then what happens? Magic happens. Come to find out, people like cans and bottles and stuff like that. The can's even attractive. Not as attractive as what's inside the can, but it is. New Holland Brewing, Michigan company, everybody. Give it a spin. If you like the seltzer thing, this will change your perspective on the seltzer game. There you got a sugar-free line that's coming out, and there's not even a ton of sugar in this one as it sits right now. So it is good. I'm approved. I will smash these things on the golf course. There is no doubt about it. All winter long. All you got to do is go to Total Wine, go to Meijer. You can get it there. Tons of you have reached out on social media, said I'd give it a spin. It's awesome. I'm telling you guys, do it. Do it. Taller. The Dutch Long Drink, New Holland Brewing Company. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Neil Rule here for second best. Hey, on the home games, you guys know where we're at. 42 Watson Street, downtown Detroit, couple blocks away from LCA. Right in the mix. It's the best spot, the best downtown spot, I think, in the game. Elite Chicken Wing. Sean Belizean is a chicken wing sicko, and he signs off on them. He says they're incredible. The chicken sandwich is incredible. They put coleslaw on it and everything, dude. I love it. Tons of Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey as well. Guys, I'm not just for Lions pregame, not just when we're there with the Woodward Sports pregame show. If you're going to the Pistons, the Red Wings, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you got a concert. If you're like Pete, you're going to see Ariana Grande, then you go ahead and you slide in over there at Second Best. Second Best, they're the new premier spot in downtown Detroit. Second Best, come get some.
Nothing wrong with Ariana Grande.
No, there certainly is not. All right, we're back at it. Hour number 2, Woodward Sports pregame show, just flying by as it always does. My name is Neil Rule. That guy, Sean Belizean. We have Pete Spivak. We have the GOAT, JB Smoove, here in the building. And, we're going to talk the matchups. Pete's going to make you some money as well. We're going to do the Lions flashback. I'm excited for this one, Pete. We're going back to 1960. Yeah! I haven't done a black and white one yet.
Yes, sweet.
I think it's fun.
I look forward to this.
Yeah. It was Johnny. We got a Johnny Unitas sighting on the game.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Love it.
Real quick, can you do me a favor, JB Smoove? Because I got a feeling I like this more than the people do. Can you put a chat poll up?
Yeah.
Do you guys like the Lions flashback segment? I let you guys know me, I'm lazy. I'll let people do my job for me all I want. If the people like it, we'll keep doing it. If they don't, then we'll scrap it. Because it does take, a little bit of work for JB to do it. So, but this one's going to be pretty good. 1960, wild game, by the way. Wild game. Woodward Sports chat thread, jump in to there. James, JB, are there any kids in Indy that fans need to boo today? I'm sure there will be.
Oh, yeah. All of them.
Indy's a big family town too. They have they have a lot of families that go there. So yes, if you are at the game, you're on your way to the game, then boo them kids. Okay? Boo them kids. I don't care that they're kids. Here we go. BigCon 51 Sunday ticket free preview on YouTube TV this weekend, so might not have to go to the bar to watch with no volume. All right, BigCon, shout out, man. Yeah. Get it in. Sean Belizean. Matchups to watch. Would you be offended if I went first?
Go right ahead. I can't wait to hear what you say.
Okay, because through all the happy action fun time, as a good friend of mine used to say, through all of that, it is not normal to win games by 30 points on the road every week, okay? It's not normal to put 50 on every team. It's not. And I get the feeling, Jared Goff, by the way, leads the NFL in yards per attempt. Anyway, that being said,
even as you're trying to be realistic, you say something like that, it brings us right back to slapdick land. Lions by 38. Have a good day, everybody. buddy. We're done. All right, bring in some reality now. Bring in some reality now.
The matchup I'm watching, because here's the deal. The left side of that Colts defense is the real deal. Up front, the real deal. You give me Kwity Paye and DeForest Buckner, and I will tell you, Sean, there aren't many that have it better than that. There's not. Like, that is real. Okay? Now, granted, I understand who they're matched up against. I certainly understand that. But it's just, and I know that Anthony Richardson's a quarterback, and I know I don't believe in him at all. And I know I was told that he's the next generation. He's next. Him and Will Levis are next. They told me that on that draft day. But with all that being said, Sean, in a vacuum, Kwity Paye, DeForest Buckner, they're a problem, man. They are absolutely a problem. And guys, I'm telling you, there is a reason the culture on the playoff bracket, no matter who their quarterback is over the last 10 years.
You know, it's interesting. And again, please table this because we're in a position right now where we have a job to do. Quarterbacks like Anthony Richardson tend to give the Lions a little headache. I'm not saying he's going to go full on Geno Smith, but they tend to give them a little headache. Neil, I'm going to go in a different direction. Emmanuel's just coming back, right?
Yeah. I didn't even talk about that.
You don't think for a second Josh Downs is going... Like seriously, he's looking at Anthony Richardson right now going, dude, we got to test this guy early. We got to test him often. Whether it be Josh Downs, whether it be Michael Pittman Jr., whether it be Alex Pierce, I'm going to be intrigued at that. Okay, this guy's just coming back. You know about the knee, everything. I'm going to be intrigued. Okay, let's see if we can take some shots. Let's put a circle around him on the field. And okay, where's he going? That's where I'm going. I'm going to go through my progressions, but I'm going to go, it's like that scene in Waterboy. Oh, there's my bitch. Like, honestly, I think we're going to see a little bit of that today. And if they were smart, yeah. And listen, if Mosley can show himself, then they're going to think twice about it. But don't think that that's not going to be tested, especially, a guy like Josh Downs is doing some things. They target him a lot. I think that might be a matchup to watch.
You see how we're putting together pieces here, though, Sean? And again, going like Mike O, hey, Neil, will Fox punt today? Colts are game planning for him. Yes, Fox will punt today. A couple times, multiple punts. Can we get that line on Caesar Sportsbook?
Yeah.
Over under
Get
punts by
line.
Jack Fox. No, but Sean, I know the line's pinballing back and forth between 7 and 7.5. Am I crazy that if we were going to do the picks, I think I would take the Colts if I got the hook? Am I crazy?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I could do it though. Honestly, I don't. Now again, consider the source. I'm not somebody. I used to at one point in time. I'm reformed. I used to be. Forget about up to my waist. Neil, you probably know this. I used to be up to my ears in it. I don't do it much anymore. But I don't know, Neil. Let me go to the flip side. Would you feel safe betting against the Lions?
In a vacuum, no.
Okay.
In a vacuum, no. But this game isn't played in a vacuum. It's played in spots. It's played in stadiums. And I understand, like, the people are going to run to, well, there's going to be 35,000 Lions fans. Yes, I get that. I understand that. But you know who that aggravates? You know who that motivates?
1,000%.
And that's real. That is Sean, you've talked to professional athletes before. I've talked to professional athletes before. That pisses them off, dude.
I can't tell you how many times, and we brought it up earlier, during the decade of despair, there was another fan base that came in that made their presence known. Whether it be, there are a couple ones that stick out to me. I mean, the Cheeseheads took over a couple different times. I remember one game, I am convinced there were 90% Dallas Cowboy fans about midway through the fourth quarter. It was depressing. It was really depressing. So these guys, as you said, Neil, these guys are aware of that. They're going to hear it early on. And quite frankly, it's going to piss them off. But 7.5, Colts plus 7. I mean, you're a 7.5 dog at home. And Neil, again, to your point, this is not, I'm not saying the Colts are all that, okay? I'm not saying that, but they're not dog crap either.
I guess that's what I'm driving at here, Sean. Like, people think, and Anthony Richardson does stink, and Anthony Richardson will stop you from getting to where you want to go. He will. And I don't think he's good. However, spot. This is why I'm calling the Bears over the Vikings. Spot.
Sure.
You don't just get to run to the, unless you're Pete Spivak, you don't get to run to the cash register and just take the money all the time. You just don't. And it's not a slight against the Lions. And guys, they pay me here to come on here and tell you what I think. And I gave you the reasons why I think what I think. And I don't think it's outlandish. Sean, you tell me, am I being crazy? Like, am I being outlandish? I'm giving you the football stuff.
I don't think you're.
DeForest Buckner is a very good player in this league. Kwity Paye is very good.
And you know what the next problem's going to be. People hear what they want to hear. That is the undeniable truth in this business. And I can hear somebody texting their buddy right now going, can you believe Neil Rule picked against the Lions? No, Neil Rule did not pick against the Lions.
No, they'll still win. Yeah.
I can speak for Neil Rule. Neil Rule is telling you the Lions are going to win because that's what the Lions are going to do today. They're going to win. Neil, I don't know. I go back to this, though. I think, much like the Cardinal game, we keep going back to the Cardinal game. I think you can go in and just get a nondescript, solid win in the National Football League and win by 10 points. That's
never be in doubt.
That's why I would fear. That's why I would fear giving the 7.5. Because 27-17. I'm sticking with it. 27-17. Nothing extravagant. Yet at the same time, there's no point in this game where I'm going, oh, geez, it's happening. The NFL is happening. I can see a scenario like that where this game ends up 27-17, and I hope that makes nothing but anger for the Bears because I just want them to beat the hell out of the Bears on Thanksgiving. I want that so badly. Honestly,
Sean, you know what?
I think about it, and I'm starting to become erect.
I want it for you. I want it for you.
And I want that so badly.
That's why you're standing up right now.
I need it. I need that. No, all jokes aside, Neil, that's the league today. The Lions, we could come back today, and we've kind of become, whether we want to admit it or not, that snobbish fan base a little bit, right?
For sure.
Just going on the road and winning a ho-hum 27-17 game. 24-17 would cover your hook. But just winning a game like that, people are going to go, Like, that's where we're at right now. It's a great place to be. I'd rather be here than in years gone by. But with that being said, I don't know, Neil. That's the kind of game I expect today. Pete, I don't know about you, but that's the kind of game I expect today. So if you're in that vicinity, that shouting distance, that's where I don't know if I'd make that bet. Because the hook goes one way or the other. If you see the Lions come out and he hits a field goal with 5 minutes left to make it a 27-17 game, I would be pissed at myself.
Woodward Sports Chat thread, David Baxter, trap games don't apply to the Lions anymore. I'm tired of that term. There are no trap games in this league. There aren't trap games, man. Like, every game is in a vacuum, dude. A holding penalty changes the complexion of everything.
No question.
You convert a 3rd and 4.
No question.
You get dinged for a holding. Now you got to punt. Everything changes. Like, that's just the way that this game works, man. And yesterday was glorious for me. I had a Saturday off. All right? My wife went shopping. I was home with the kids, and they were doing their thing. They had a friend come over, all that kind of. They went and played and stuff like that. I locked in. I grilled some food, but I locked in across the board. And I think yesterday in college football was a great example of every game's in a vacuum. And Alabama going into Oklahoma where they were a 14. In no world should they have been a 14-point favorite in that game, dude.
That was rough.
No, but you have these stadiums and these environments, and you're on the road. It's hard, man. It's not as easy as the Lions have been making it look. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. How many times can they do this? Let's just drill down to what it is. Sean, if they go in there and they cook this team by 30, then I'm taking Sundays off. You guys can deal with the pregames because there's no point in doing it anymore. Let me know when it's time to come in and do the playoff pregame show. For real, Sean. If they go in and they beat the Colts by 30, then why are we wasting everybody's time?
No, hey, listen, can I remind people just a couple weeks ago, how about the Texan game? Like, seriously, that's the National Football League, man. Like,
that's a great example.
Get it through your head. Great, we won. Great. Aaron Glenn used some of his witchcraft in the second half to completely shut them down, and it gave the offense enough time to kind of find itself, not blow up, but find itself and find a way to win that game. 9 times out of 10, that recipe is a loss, okay? So I'm even acknowledging that the Lions are special with the tip of the cap to find a way to come all the way back and win that football game. But that's the National Football League, man. How many times have we seen it? Hey, listen again, Neil. How many times have we seen the shoe on the other foot where the Lions win that game late in the season where they have no business winning the game, and then I got to hear assholes around here, and I use that term appropriately, tell me, oh, that's a big step for next year. Oh, yeah, this is going to help them the next year. No, it's not. What happens in December is not going to help you next year. Stop it. Like, knock it off. That was such bad logic. But we were the team on the other foot so many times. That team that nobody said, you can't look past the Lions, man. Don't you look past the Lions. And every now and again, we went into a place or we had somebody come in here where everything came together and the Lions ended up finding a way to win. But, Pete, the National Football League doesn't work that way. And that's why I know you and I talked about this during the week on Big D Energy. This bothers me because it really hits my logic. You're going to lose games in the National Football League. Like, when I look at the schedule, I don't see a loss. I'm not going to lie to you. I do not see a loss. But I also understand from watching the National Football League for many years, you might lose this game. You might go into Chicago and lose. And you say that to somebody, what are you talking about? Dude, Justin Fields was this close to going 2-0 against the Lions last year. Like, really, he was this close. So that's the National Football. It's not as easy as the Lions have made it look.
Woodward Sports Chat Thread. And this I do want to talk about because I think B. Walt in the chat is talking to me. Just stop. At this point, we have to be used to them being good. Stop. This is some SOL stuff. B. Walt, here's the deal. There's a flip side to that coin, everybody. And if the Colts come out and score first and it's 7-0, B. Walt, all the people are going to pile in and be like, oh, my God, we're screwed. Anzalone's out. We miss Hutch. All that stuff. So don't come in here. I'm the one. B. Walt, I'm the one that kind of pioneered this movement because these are pass-fail scenarios. When you go on the road and you win, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter. People aren't comfortable with that, B-Walt. They're not. Jump into the watch party today. If the Colts score first and they go up 7-0, God forbid 10-0, God forbid Goff throws 2 incompletions, go jump into that chat and look and read what the people are saying. I'm out here in front, like, telling you right now.
Was it B-Wall?
B. Walt.
Okay, B. Walt, do you know what I think you are doing right now? You're making a very critical mistake. And I'm being serious, and I know you're probably going to yell at me, but I'm trying to talk to you as a friend would talk to you right now. There's a difference between, evoking those 3 dreaded words that nobody wants to evoke anymore and talking about the reality of the National Football League. And that's what Neil is doing, and that's what I try to do, okay? And let me give you an example. The 2-time defending Super Bowl champion, Kansas City Chiefs, right? I mean, and I still think to this day that the NFL is very, very desirous of them to becoming the first 3-time champion and making Patrick Mahomes the official poster boy. But let me give you an example of what Neil's talking about, what I'm trying to talk about. Do you know the Kansas City Chiefs lost to a horrible Denver team last year? Do you know the Kansas City Chiefs lost to Aiden O'Connell and a disaster? an absolute dumpster fire that was the Las Vegas Raiders. It happens in the National Football League. SOL is over there. That and I think
that's gone.
That's over there. It's gone. And unfortunately, what's going to happen is somebody is going to throw those words out there. Somebody is going to throw those 3 letters out there. When, not if, another SOL type moment. No, it's the National Football League. It honestly, that's the way it is. You guys know it. Hey guys, can I give you an example? Thursday night. America's quarterback, right?
Jameis Winston.
America's quarterback
We love him.
said to the Steelers, I don't want to win this game. Here, I'm going to give you a fumble. Here you go. And, as an added bonus, if you act now, I'm also going to give you an interception.
If you act
right?
now.
Okay?
The next 5 callers.
And yet, right? And yet, what happened? The Cleveland Browns beat a team they had no business beating. We were all doing the Mike Tomlin is a genius dance just a few days before that, right? They knocked off the Ravens. They had no business knocking off the Ravens. You know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. It's the National Football League, man. You're talking about professional athletes. You're talking about things like that. So I think, Neil, as we continue this progression, and please don't take this personally. I know you're going to, but I'm going to beseech thee again not to do it. There's a difference between SOL, which is gone. It's over. It's gone. And this is the National Football League. And I think, Neil, the point that you're making is this is the National Football League. We see this kind of stuff happen to all the teams.
But they actually have good players.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Burn in the chat. Lions fans have always been like this, though. They have always demanded perfection from the Lions. We will win the Super Bowl, and people will be mad about week 2. We aren't like other fan bases.
Dude, you are spot on, my man.
Yeah, and Burn, that's what I'm driving at here. That's the moral of this story. I can't be accused of thinking SOL thoughts when 10 minutes into the game, people are saying, oh my God, this is over, Jared Goff's terrible and stuff like that. I think I have accepted that they're a good team. So for me, I don't care about the style points because guess what? The Chiefs don't care about the style points. The Ravens don't care about the style points because it doesn't matter.
It means nothing.
And Sean, here's the data on this. Theo, Colts lost to Buffalo by 10 at home. Lions offense is way better than Buffalo's offense, both running and passing, and the Lions defense is pretty damn good too. Theo, it's not linear. There are no transitive properties in the National Football League. It's all in a vacuum. What if the Bills got away with a hold when the game was 10-7 on 3rd and 8 and they got the first down? And what if the Lions get hit with that holding call? Then they have to punt and everything changes. These are the things that change the game on a dime that we don't talk about. We talk about linear properties and transitive properties. It doesn't add up. And for me, Sean, that's why I don't care. I care about winning.
Yep.
And I don't care how it happens. And if Goff throws 4 interceptions and they win, I don't care. It doesn't mean Goff sucks. It means that the Lions found a way to win and you can't break them. And it just is further examples of why this team is a Super Bowl favorite. The Super Bowl favorite. Not a Super Bowl favorite. The Super Bowl favorite. These road games are pass-fail, man.
We talked about this earlier in the show, and this is a perfect time to bring it up again. Let's be perfectly blunt when we talk about this. There are people that are waiting to pound on Pete Spivak, to pound on Neil Rule, to pound on me. Those people that we've heard from for years that said, what are you doing? Why are you wasting your Sundays like this? I can't believe you buy into this team. And you know why they've been quiet? Because the Lions have made them be quiet. But it's the National Football League. There's going to be an opportunity. And again, when you have to keep quiet for a longer period of time than you thought you had to be quiet, to your point, Neil, what's going to happen is if Anthony Richardson goes out and looks all Geno Mahomes and drives the Colts down the field, you know what people are going to say? Oh, yeah, here we go. They're waiting. They're waiting to say, I was right. You were wrong. You're an idiot. I can't believe you're doing this to yourself again. It's real. Neil, you live it. You look at some of those comments during the game. You guys follow along. Make sure you watch the watch party. Get out there. There are people that live and die by every moment. I'm sorry. Prisoner of the moment is a real thing. I can't tell you how many times, especially like when you talk to younger sports fans, like Neil, you talk to your son, right?
Yeah.
You're watching a game. Oh, it's 10-0. What are we going to do? Shh, they're there. Relax.
There's 9 possessions left.
There's 9 possessions left, man. Yeah, you're going to learn this as you get older, and that's where we're at. So this is like the reverse of all of that for Lions fans. We're at a point right now where I think the other side's waiting. We all know people, okay? Let's be honest. They're probably not watching this show because it makes them want to vomit. But we all know people that are waiting to tell you, you're an idiot. I can't believe you did that to yourself again.
Oh, Sean, this has been a topic. I think you and I did it before, but I do it routinely on Big D Energy 11-1. Shout out. We'll be back at it tomorrow, by the way. Sean, there are people, there's an underbelly. They're below the surface. And they can't wait.
Inactives.
Pete Spivak.
It's inactive time.
It's
It's
inactive time.
You know what that means.
We all know. So, Terrion Arnold, Agent Zero, is out. Giovanni Manu is also out. Al-Qadim Muhammad is out. Coyote Awasika, he's out. Colby Sorsdahl is out. And Broderick Martin is out for the Lions as well. Colts are coming up here as well.
That's a lot of offensive linemen out.
Yeah, defense, yeah. And Malik Neighbors is playing for the Giants today. Kevon Thibodeau. Yes.
But is he, though?
Yeah, right. I know he's active for the game. How's that?
Okay.
Kevon Thibodeau returning for the Giants as well, and both starting offensive guards for the Dallas Cowboys are out.
All right, there it is.
Colts
there it is.
Inactives coming up here in a second.
Okay, so no surprises there.
It is fascinating these times that we're living in, and I'm going to keep saying this. I hope every person out there understands that these really are the glory days. They are. We're living them right now. Let's take a second and stop and smell the roses. Neil, I remember saying that during the Pistons run, 03, 04, 05. You guys, time out. I know we all want to win the NBA championship again, okay? But at the same time, can we stop? Because this doesn't happen like this. And you look 20 years later, I mean, my goodness gracious, we haven't seen a playoff win, singular, game, not series, game since 2008. So I think we as Lions fans really do need to stop and smell the roses, Pete.
Inactives for the Colts are their third-string quarterback is actually out for the game. Sam Erlinger.
Mike Pagel.
Anthony Gould is out for the he's the sixth wide receiver. Darren Hall, safety, is out. Isaiah Land, defensive end, is out. Will Mallory, tight end, the backup tight end, is out. And Bernard Raymond, he's the starting tackle for the Colts. He's out for the game as well.
That's the big one. That is the big one.
Yes, it is. Good luck, Anthony Richardson.
All right, can I ask you again? Can we revisit that now that you hear that?
Yes.
Are you still interested in the hook?
I am.
Okay.
I
I can't say you're wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say you're wrong. I would personally shy away from it.
Well,
I think that this
yeah.
screams 10-point game to me.
And that's fair. 50.5, I would shade under on that one. I would shade under.
I would too. I said I'm going to stick with 27-17, so I would shade under.
That's where I am with that. I think that's the vibe the game's going to take. That's how I feel. What do you got, Pete?
Just some more notable actives today. Again, actives: Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Brooks, and the great Sam Laporta. Among the inactives that are important: Marshawn Lattimore, Tristan Wirfs, and Josh Oliver.
Okay,
so
there we are.
Both the Bears are in?
Yes, DeAndre Swift and
Bears
Keenan
are
Allen are both
game.
back. Yes.
By
the way,
guaranteed.
Bears are going to win that
Minnesota Vikings have beaten the Bears 4 times in a row.
Bears are
at
going to
Soldier
win
Field.
that game.
Yes, they are. I turned you on to that one, Sean.
No,
All right.
especially now that I hear that. I'm with you. I'm going to give you full props. Yeah, I like that.
It's a spot
like
the Bears
that.
are going to win,
Yep.
and
We're
it's
up
a
to date.
spot I think the Colts
Yep.
will cover. That's where I think.
And
but
Matt
in the end,
Eberflus saved his job, even though we know he's going to be fired at the end of the year. I like Matt. I knew Matt in a former life when I was doing games at Toledo. I like Matt, but I would tell anybody once you go to the Bears, and I said this to Joik Bell, shout out to Joik, once you went to the Bears, that's it. I'm not rooting for you. fuck the Bears. I
FTV.
want
the Bears.
Like, seriously, I want nothing to do with you at that point in time. But
Freddie felt 313. I'm at Lucas Oil right now. Tailgate was all Lions. This is going to be the biggest Detroit takeover we've ever seen. One pride.
Gosh,
Freddie, I know you follow me on the socials, man. Send me a picture real quick, man. Good call. For real.
that's what I told my buddies. I said, I want some videos
right now.
before noon so I can give them out.
What'd you say?
We got one up on social right now. Some fans that are out at Lucas Oil as we speak.
Oh, yeah.
you know?
Look at them out there. They got the prime tailgate spots, too. I like it. I respect it. They got
Do you
the
know how
telemarketing
great
going.
it is? Like, again, stop and think about this. How many times have we been the 5-6 team that had to watch some other wagon come into this town with all their fans? This is wonderful. Gosh, I love every second of it, Neil.
You know what the playbook was for the? All right, I know we're late for the break. You know what
Sorry.
Pete's going to get you your money. We got our Lions way back, by the way. Do you guys like the Lions flashbacks? I mean, 91% of the people say love it. The only criticism I saw of it was you focus on some SOL moments. Well, they're relevant to the storyline. They're relevant to the story.
That's what this franchise is, guys.
I was about to say, what else do you have?
I'm sorry.
This one's good, though. This is Johnny Unitas.
Like Neil and I, one thing we have in common, and Pete as well, is we love the 91 season. But you guys, if we tell the story of the Detroit Lions, the Detroit Lions story is SOL. I don't like it. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like it. You don't like it. That's the story of this franchise. It is. I mean, at least from 1957 on. So I don't like saying it, but I'm not doing my job unless we talk about it, right?
That's right.
Correct. Woodward Sports chat. So we can go ahead and close that up. All right, the people like it, Sean. So that's a part of it. We're definitely doing that. Where are we going, JB? Smooth. Pete's got to give these hyenas their money. All right. So
Ravenous.
So here we go. Answer 14, 44-13. We don't show any quarter. Both backs over a hundo and rushing. Goff 240 with 4 touchdowns. Defense 3 takeaways.
Jeez.
They've already made their point. Well, they need
Why
me
don't
for?
you just put in
What do
2
they need
pick
me
sixes?
for?
Just make
What
it
do
a,
these
you
people
know.
need me for? They know what's going on. They don't need me.
Someone should run the numbers on that parlay right there. It would be plus 50,000.
44-13. Okay.
Where are we going, JB Smooth?
1800.
1800, everybody. 1800 tequila. They were through the studio here. A shout out to Jose Cuervo and 1800, the proud partner with the Detroit Lions. They're heavily involved with our show over there at Hey Social as well. Spencer Raxter smashes it. He loves it. And hey, I'm not a huge tequila guy, but I do mess with the 1800. I do, for real. My buddies like it a lot, so, I'm not going to be a party. Tequila's like not my jam, but if it is going to be my jam, and I'm doing the 1800 tequila, that's what it is. We got the bottle. We're rocking it, everybody. Proud partner of the Detroit Lions, as we said, the official tequila of the Detroit Lions. They're a big part of the watch party, the post-game show, all of it. Get out there to Hey Social. The 1800 will be flowing, everybody. Jose Cuervo, proud partner of the Detroit Lions.
You're an ugly guy. That's okay, because you have a hot girl on your arm. Now Woodward Sports and Les Stanford want to reward you for outkicking your coverage.
I am ugly as by traditional standards.
That's right. If your significant other's hotter than you could win tickets to the Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. So find the best pic of her with the average-looking you and post it on X or Instagram.
UDLIN, you ain't got no alibi, you ugly. What? You ugly.
Make sure you tag at Woodward Sports and follow us Twitter. We'll announce the winner November 25th. Then you and your much better-looking lady will get tickets to watch Dan Campbell and the Kneecappers
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
inside of Ford Field on Thanksgiving. So find the best pic of her and the worst pic of you and show us all how you outkicked your coverage.
Mama said you ugly. Hey.
From Woodward Sports and Les Stanford. Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward Sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall to wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports. Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belizean, Pete Spivak, JB Smoove. This has been the squad all season long. It continues to be the squad. We will be with you Thanksgiving. We'll be in studio, though. Want that caveat out there. There's a little too many moving parts on Thanksgiving, so we will be in the studio. Lots of stuff going on downtown. Obviously, they have the turkey trot going down there, too, right?
Right.
I ran that one year. And it was like a 5 below wind chill, and I'm never doing that again. So it was not enjoyable, all of it. But anyway, Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, like pushing 73,000 people are. Thousands of you watching now. What can I say, guys? Thank you. You guys have made this as viable a stop on your pregame Sunday as any other. You're not getting this stuff from the flagship. You're not getting it from a TV station. We're going in. Sean Belizean knows what he's talking about, everybody. And I'm pretty good at transitioning from commercials. So here we are. What?
Good stuff. You're the best.
You're pretty good, Neil.
I can turn around and hand off the football every time, man.
You're pretty good.
Every single time. I'll take credit. I'm a winning
don't sell
quarterback.
yourself short.
I'm a winning quarterback, everybody. But yeah, Nick Hedigan. I ran a 50K for a turkey trot once. The cold and wind is better than running on a treadmill. Oh, I mean, I'm weird like that. I prefer running on the treadmill. I'm weird. I'm weird like that. There's no wind in my face. It's controlled 71 degrees. There's
controlled.
no
100%.
Yeah, I like it better that way. All right, we have reached the time. Everybody, calm down. Pete, normally we would go to your fantasy plays first, but the people don't want that.
Oh, you want to go
They
reverse?
want winners,
All right.
and no one cares. And I just want it out there for those of you that are just watching for the first time. The people in the chat, let everyone here know. Pete Spivak is getting you paid. He is getting the people, and he's hitting 8-1, 10-1 bombs.
On fire.
It needs to be studied. It really does. Now, all these lines courtesy of Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports here on the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. So without any further ado, man on fire, he is Pete Spivak.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the boys at the desk. You've been hearing it all season long. We are here to make you money, and we are here courtesy of Caesar's Sportsbook. And again, I'm going to tell you guys something that I know you're sick and tired of hearing, but I don't give a flying F. Gamble responsibly. Gamble with us.
No, Pete, not today.
No.
You see these people talk about what's going to happen, and that there isn't going to be no responsibility today.
No. If you're going to gamble with us, you're going to only gamble with the money that you can lose. But we're winning money, so let's get right to. You guys don't care about you don't want the players at all? Because I'll get right to the parlay.
No, you can get to it. Just give the people what they want, so they leave me alone.
You got it. Well, then we'll start right ahead with the parlay there, JB, because that's what the
Greg in the
people
chat.
want.
Pete, let's go.
Let's go now. All right, we're going
Dance
now.
for me, clown.
Now, we're dancing. Here we go. Caesars Sportsbook 4-leg parlay at plus 950 today. So I dialed it down. We've hit 2 in a row plus 1100s, dialing it down to plus 950. Here we go.
You are being responsible.
Turn down the heat. Guys, it's like being a passenger on the Titanic. We're staying on this ship to either we sink or we get to New York City. And right now we're almost to New York City. So we're staying with the sun god, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He has scored 8 in a row. Let's make it 9. He's getting in the end zone today. So Amon-Ra St. Brown, anytime, touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, the weapon today. I'm telling you, Sonic is going to go for 100-plus yards for his total. He's going to go over 100 for the total for both rushing and receiving, so you can throw that in your parlay. And also Jahmyr Gibbs will get in the end zone, but that is the third leg of the parlay. And then the final and fourth leg of this parlay is Sam Laporta getting over 40 yards of work today. He's back, ladies and gentlemen, and before he got hurt again recently, his stats were starting to climb. They're going to go right back to where he was. Sam Laporta will get work today. He's in at over 40 yards, so there's your 4-leg parlay from Caesars. $15 can win you $142.50 for a total of $157.50. 4-leg parlay at plus 950. Sun God gets in again. Jahmyr Gibbs over 100 yards total for his whole production. Jahmyr Gibbs in the end zone, and Sam Laporta over 40 yards receiving. Gentlemen, your comments on the parlay.
I'm not going to question it. Like, who am I to question it? You're on a heater for the ages. You're cashing 8 and 10-to-1 shots every single week, Sean.
Documented.
Hey, that's what we're here to do. It's entertainment, baby.
People,
It's
don't
dancing.
ask questions.
Don't just play the parlay.
Stop talking about paying your rent first and then betting. Stop with all that in the chat, all right? No, take your rent and get 8 months, 9.5 months more of rent.
Can we take a time out? Even as Pete was doing that, this has been the common theme of the show today. And Neil, we didn't really mean it. We're talking about a wide receiver who has scored a franchise record 8 straight games. A running back has scored for the Lions, what is it now, 788 straight games or whatever?
I think it's like that, yeah.
Which is like a league record. Like, do we realize what the hell is going on?
No.
Again, we're in the middle of it, so it's almost like, catch your breath for a second. This is insane. And again, this is why I bring it all back to what Pete's doing. If you're paying attention to this show, and there's a reason why people are clamoring for this, Pete's on one of those heaters right now. You have won for weeks in a row, pal.
I appreciate it, man.
It needs to be talked about. So you might want to listen to the guy.
Well, I think that this is also a reason why Vegas kind of hates the Lions, is because the odds that we get
they're
on
getting
a lot
murdered.
of these, they're getting burned.
Because people are just you hear it in the chat, like you heard the person earlier talking about Goff 4 touchdowns, St. Brown, J-Mo, Gibbs. People, every parlay hits with the Lions. Every parlay hits. It's their biggest liability they've had in years, the Lions to win the Super Bowl. That's why they're America's team. Yep. Now that just popped in my head, Sean.
Because they make money.
Because everyone's hitting all their parlays nationwide. I got buddies of mine down in South Florida. Their wives are murdering Lions parlays. I saw it.
Do you guys, they've won 8 straight games by about 20 points average score.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in the National Football League.
Do you know the Lions are 8-1 on the road against the spread this season?
These are things that are not supposed to happen in the National Football League, man.
You know what, though, Sean, real quick? We talked about the NFC North earlier. You know the Packers and the Vikings are 4-1 on the road too, and the Lions are 5-0. Like, this division's 13-2 on the road.
That's insanity.
That's insane.
It is absolutely crazy. Shout out Octopus Thrower 08, lifelong Detroit guy watching from Tennessee. Love the show. Shout out Octopus. Thanks for I haven't seen you in the chat before, man. Appreciate you, man. Hey, click that like button, please. Do me that solid. Boy, this chat Woodward Sports chat thread. Boy, this chat's spamming's on another level. Kenneth, that's because the people know. They know that's the link to you. They're not listening to the flagship until the game starts. I know that. Woodward Sports, Super Bowl Cartier. Pay your rent first, you gambling degenerates.
That's right.
No, Super Bowl. No. Take your rent and get 9.5 more months of rent. You see no flaw with that logic?
No, it's good logic. Get yourself a couple sleeves of chew at the same time, too. That's the first thing I do. It's all about your priorities, man.
Couple sleeves.
I want a couple sleeves.
Not a tin.
Well, you know what? It lasts me a couple weeks, and, everything will be okay. But no. Come on. You're better than that.
Lucas, all right. Lunchbox hooligans. Neil, I'm calling it Christian Mahogany touchdown. He's active today.
Come on,
you guys have lost your mind. Okay, you know what? Are we almost done here?
Stop doing drugs during our show.
Pete, real quick, you want to? Yes. Who are you high on in fantasy? Who are you low on?
Yeah,
in
real
fantasy?
quick on the flex plays. We'll just throw them up there on the screen there, JB. Whenever you get them, my good man. So we do have the goes today, the flex plays of the day. Let me get them up there.
All right,
there
good. I'm on Xavier
Worthy.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a day today. Calvin Ridley should catch at least one touchdown from Mayonnaise Boy. Bucky Irving, the running back for Tampa Bay, should get into the end zone today. Tyrone Tracy Jr. is going to get some work for the Giants. Ramondre Stevenson for the New England Patriots. He'll get some good work today in Miami. Jalen Waddle has been letting me down, but I'm going to go right back on the horse with him today. Noah Brown for Washington should see a lot of work. Cortland Sutton and that very, very good improving Denver offense will see a lot of work today. And Christian Watson will be the guy for Green Bay against San Fran today.
Christian Watson.
And then you want the no-goes? Here we go. Real quick with the no-goes, JB. There they are. Careful with the Vikings receivers today. That secondary, I'm telling you, for the Bears could make...
This reeks of a Bears
I
win.
know. I'm just saying
Reeks
it's gonna make trouble, but I still say screw the Bears because, as you know, what they did to me in Arizona, screw the Bears.
Both things can be true.
I'll tell you point blank, fuck
Obviously,
the Bears.
no
So.
Tennessee running backs today, so no Tony Pollard. Please don't do that. Be very, very careful with your Houston receivers today. Again, a very good secondary that they're going against. So Dalton Schultz, the tight end for Houston, should get some work today in response to that. No Patriot wide receivers. We know that, even though Drake May is okay. I just don't trust Douglas today for the Patriots. No Raider wide receivers for obvious reasons. And if you're playing any San Fran receivers today, good luck. That's going to be very iffy, especially with the backup quarterback in. Gentlemen, there you go.
All right, there it is. Woodward Sports chat thread. Mr. K. Wells 4, Shelby Township in the building. Let's go Lions. Hey, slide on over to the watch party there. Hey, Social. It's just down the road from you. Lawrence Hendrickson. Let's LFG from Mobile, Alabama. You guys are elite, man. Worldwide. Real quick, Sean, I'm constantly amazed. The people, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're around the world, Sean.
I'm being sent videos right now. This is literally a 5-second video of my buddy walking around Lucas Oil Stadium, and I'm not joking. Can
you text that to JB?
There are no Colts fans there. None.
Not one Marshall Falk jersey.
There is not. Look at.
No.
It's all Lion fans.
Text that to JB Smoove real quick. JB, you can fly that one in, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yes. DNC ENT. Pete's parlay at FanDuel is plus 1151 plus a 25% profit boost. But DNC ENT with the promo code Woodward1000 on Caesar Sportsbook, it doesn't cost you anything because if you lose, you get it back as a free bet. What are we talking about here? Up to $1,000. So how about this? Put your $1,000 on it. If it loses, you get it back. But if it wins, you're getting $10,000. I mean, that's how I would play it if it were me.
Sounds good to me.
But that's just me.
That's just you.
Official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, Caesar Sportsbook. JZJ, it's Lions country. Yes, it is. Matt Catt, when the Colts hear 58 Sewell reporting as eligible. What else we got in here? Mike O, Pete did his homework. How would you grade him, Professor Neil? I don't have to grade him.
Thank you.
The resume speaks for itself. Like that's exactly what it is. B Walt, or is it Wade or Walt? Oh, B Walt, watching from Okinawa, Japan.
Sweet.
Shout out to you, B Walt. Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
Lewis the Fourth, make the Bears a get right, Neil. Lewis, I don't do that flippantly. Okay, I can in good like the get right is the ejector button. The get right is the parachute on a plane going down. Sean, the get right is you have no answers for Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, and you're down 7 units. and old Uncle Neil gallops in and gets you those 7 units back on a Mountain West pick.
It's
that's
real.
on CBS Sports Network.
Beautiful.
That you got to stream on your phone and pair to the TV, and it's all blocky, but the audio lines up so you deal with it. You know what I'm talking
We've
about,
all
Sean.
been there. No doubt about that. We've all been there. Just going, let this one hit for me, and that's your get right.
That's your get right. And like, look, I'll do it for you because I'm about helping the people. I can, in good conscience, make Caleb Williams a get right. I can tell you how. Hey, you want to play it? You want to play it? Because here's how I would play it. Pete Spivak told us Caesar Sportsbook, Caleb Williams, 2+ touchdown passes plus 440.
Yep.
That's how I would
correct.
play it. He's got to throw one eventually.
He has to. JB, I sent you that video.
I got it.
I'm literally sitting there looking at this. Neil, I can't stress this enough.
Let me know when you got it up there.
There is it's 3 seconds.
Oh, here it is.
Look at.
That's Lucas
Point out
Oil
the Colt
Stadium.
fan. Go.
There's nobody there.
There's not one.
There is not one Colt fan.
There's nobody there.
They're all Lions fans.
Goodbye, Colts.
All the way, like every time it loops again, like I look back. Wow.
Back and to the left.
Back
And
and to
to
the
the
left.
left.
Back and to the left.
That is wild.
Isn't that insane?
That is absolutely wild.
This fan base is so outstanding. I don't
fan
care what anybody says. We've had sand kicked in our face our whole lives. We've been beaten. We've been tortured. And this fan base keeps going down to Ford Field and makes the road trips. It is outstanding. And that's what's going to make it so much sweeter when, not if, when we win the Super Bowl.
Can I add on to that? The people that you see, they're not just that. It's not just Sean Belegian going there. It's Sean Belegian's parents. It's Sean Belegian's, uncles and aunts who didn't get to see those fans are carrying with them all their relatives that either passed away or are too sick to go to the games who have been waiting for the Lions to win. So it's not just one person you see in a jersey. It's multiple people in the spirits of that
Pete,
jersey.
I told you I'm going to share this with my grandfather. When they win the Super Bowl, I'm dancing on his grave.
There you go.
I'm seriously, it's not.
Are you going to post that on social media?
Hell yeah! I'm not,
my God, I can't wait for
even
that.
being funny about it.
the grave dance.
I am not.
Sean, that will go viral around the world.
I'm not playing. This goes back to Thanksgiving 1980, where Vince Evans scored on the last play of the fucking game to tie the game, and then they returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown. And I cried. I broke into tears. I was a little kid. And my grandfather, God love him, calls me over and he goes, "Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to yourself. You need to trust me. They're going to hurt you your whole life." And I was like, "That's not true, Grandpa." And when the Lions win a Super Bowl, not if, when, I'm going to do a jig on his grave. Grandpa, I love you, but I told you, at least I warned him while he was living. Grandpa, you need to know I'm going to dance on your grave one
He went
day.
into this with eyes wide open.
He
knew it was
He
coming.
knew. He can't say he didn't know it was coming.
It's part of the deal.
Like, I told him one day I'm going to dance on your grave. And he said to me, "No, you're not." And I said, "Yes, I am." And that day is nigh. And I am going to... I love my grandfather. No disrespect. But I am going to do a dance. I'm going to do a pirouette.
Should we broadcast live from
live from Sean's grandpa's
Can you do
gravesite.
like a mini smoker next to the grave? We could do like a 1 hour show, right there.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna be like Bones Thug in Harmony. I'm gonna pour a 20 for all my homies. It's gonna be. I'm telling
See you at the crossroads.
Yeah.
You won't be lonely.
That's what happened. He touched my grandpa's eyes and they rolled the back of his head. And
I'm gonna miss everybody.
I'm still here, but
I'm gonna miss everybody.
You're not touching my eye. Well, actually, at that point,
Can anybody tell me why?
When they win the Super Bowl, I don't give a shit if he shows up. Go ahead, hit me. I'm done. That's it. I saw it. I saw it with my own two eyes.
Dante 151 via Adam Schefter. Wide receiver Puka Nacua only recently learned the Rams play in the NFC West per ESPN's Lindsey 3. Really? I'm sorry, but what? Dante, for those of us that work in sports and are around athletes every day, you would be stunned. They live in their own world.
It is.
They live in their own world. And what I've learned is
it's real.
The more talented you are,
it is.
The more in your own world you are. I'll just leave it like that.
It is real.
They're not normal people.
No.
They're not. You can't be to be that elite. You can't be a normal person. Like, you just can't. All right, you guys ready to go way back before we ride out here? We got a good one here. I think the people will like this one. For the first time, I'm excited about this Lions flashback, Sean. Can I take you back to December 4th, 1960?
Yeah, I love it.
The Lions and the Baltimore Colts sold out Baltimore Stadium. The Lions and the Colts were almost, I believe, a double-digit favorite in the game. The Lions came in with a 4-5 record. The Colts were 6-3. They had Johnny Unitas. The first quarter ended, Lions up 3-2. The Colts got on the board early. A block punt that went out of the end zone. The Colts took a 2-0 lead. Jim Martin would hit a 20-yard field goal. Lions were up 3-2. Second quarter, Lenny Moore, 80-yard touchdown pass from Johnny Unitas that would give the Colts an 8-3 halftime lead. They would be scoreless in the third quarter. And Howard Hopalong Cassidy, the Heisman winner, 40-yard touchdown pass from Earl Morrall. The kick was good, 10-8. Lions had the lead. Jim Martin would tack on a 47-yard field goal in the fourth quarter. 13-8, the Lions would have the lead. But, Sean, it's Johnny Unitas over there on the other sideline. Johnny Unitas, and there you see, I mean, just Lenny Moore was built different. Like, you can tell that just from the clips, as a matter of fact. Everyone going crazy. They're all dressed up in suits and stuff like that. No doubt. No doubt, it's absolutely over. This is the Baltimore Colts, and it's Johnny Unitas out there. But in the end, the Detroit Lions would go on to get the win in the game, 20-15. Lenny Moore, and they're showing the clip. I believe this is it, as a matter of fact. Might be the next one. But Johnny Unitas bringing them down the field, trailing 13-8 in the fourth quarter. And that's Johnny Unitas slinging it, right? There you go. What a catch. Crazy.
Look at the crowd.
The fans storm the field because it's Johnny Unitas. And they're up 15-13. Look at the fans storm the field.
It's the greatest day ever.
It is the greatest day
Looks
ever.
like Arizona State.
34 seconds left in the game. It's Johnny Unitas. The game's over. The fans are storming the field.
Yeah. Looks like Arizona State.
They're playing the credits and talking about 60 Minutes and Murder, She Wrote coming out.
Absolutely they are. They finally get the fans off the field. And Earl Morrall would connect with Jim Gibbons on a 65-yard touchdown to give the Lions the win. And look they ain't rushing the field now there in Baltimore, are they? The Lions would sweep the season series. They were a double-digit underdog in the game. 3 Johnny Unitas interceptions, and that's it. You know what? I do like these better.
That's a great poll, Neil.
Thank you.
Props to you. That's a great poll.
That's a great one, dude.
How about that?
I was at that game. I was 15 at the time.
Yeah, Maz was 45 when he was there.
Scorigami and everything.
So there it is.
That's great.
David Baxter, that pump fake was legendary. Pump fakes were better back in the 60s.
You don't understand. You don't get guys bit constantly.
That was new.
It was amazing.
Answer 14, this game was riveting. No, it was for real. It's one of the GOATs. 40 Gumbel. And unfortunately, 1962, Matt Millen drafted another wide receiver. You know what? That was my best work in the Lions flashback.
I'm not going to argue
that
with that.
Was your best work.
That's an A all day.
Super Bowl Cartier. That logo is goated. Yeah. So, Greg, I love it. I'm glad that people like that one. That was fun. Look at that. We worked out stuff today.
You and I are together a lot this week. I'm looking forward to it, pal.
We are. We absolutely are. What do we got?
Monday, Thursday, Friday.
Monday, Thursday. Oh, that's right. The pregame show will be live in studio, by the way, for Thanksgiving. Sean's got to bust out of here, though, that day because the cooking falls on him. I got to bust out of there because I get 2 meals.
I have so much.
I got 2 meals coming up on Thursday, as a matter of fact. So, Sean, real quick, prediction.
27-17. I'm sticking with it. I think this is going to give a lot of fans ample opportunity to go, see, we're not as good as we say we are. We're poo-pooing 10-point wins on the road. That's where we're at right now, 27-17 Lions.
24-17. Sorry, Lions will win. They'll do what it takes to win.
You're apologizing for winning on the road by a touchdown.
Sorry. And like 24-17, like it was 24-10 with 4 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Okay,
I get it.
Okay.
Pete, what do you got?
BitCon 50 in the chat. Lions by 30. Denver Blair 41-13. What do you got, Pete?
I got Lions 31, Colts 13.
JB?
That's right.
Give me Lions 27, Colts 10.
Okay.
All right, there we go, everybody. Hey, thanks for tapping in. We certainly do appreciate it. For Sean Belizian, Pete Spivak, and of course, JB Smoove, I'm Neil Roll. Thanks for tapping in. Woodward Sports pregame show. Don't forget the watch party today during the game, live at Hayes Social. The postgame show. Tens of thousands of you will watch Woodward Sports today. We appreciate it. Thank y'all. Well, thanks to New Holland Brewing Company, by the way. Well, see you later.